So we've got Mitch down here from Handicap Golf today at the Golf Projects, looking for some quick tips as he's been struggling with his game recently a little bit with that push in his golf game, with the irons, but especially with the woods as well. So we're going to be doing a golf lesson today, looking at his swing and finding out the best solution to help him improve his golf and see those straight shots taking place. So for those of you who are new, my name is Harry, PJ Golf Professional, transforming golfers worldwide from the Golf Projects and on Skillist, the online coaching platform. So make sure you drop a comment down below with tips or drills, video topic you'd like me to cover in a future video. And be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on all the coaching content coming to you every Tuesday and Friday. So Mitch, tell us about your game.
You've got your work cut out, mate. No, honestly, I'm one of the most inconsistent golfers. I play off 10, so I consider myself a reasonably good golfer, but there's just so much inconsistency in my game. And like I've said to you, I do struggle with a push a lot of the time. That's probably my most common miss. But like anybody else, on any given day, that could turn into a pull quite easily. So very much club face control is my problem.
Okay, and you're finding the club face being left quite far open.
A lot of the time, mate. Yeah. I mean, I do a lot of work on the launch monitors, and then when you can see your club face at impact, then most of the time it is ever so slightly open or a little bit further open. Yeah. And then obviously that leads to just all sorts of misses on the golf course. Okay. Well,
let's see you hit a few shots anyway, and have a look and see if we can find a common fault with this push then. So
I feel like I'm not swinging golf for ages.
I know, pressure's on now. First shot of the day, warm up. Okay. I can imagine your sort of good shot then is that little draw if you're tending to push it.
It's what I love to hit. I mean, I did a lot of work trying to bring a draw into my game because everything, especially with the woods, it was like a little fade, which was like my common miss. And then when I got my launch monitor and my home simulator, I was doing the thing where you get on YouTube and you're watching all sorts of videos, like trying to draw the ball. And then it just messed my game up completely because my natural swing was then not natural anymore, and I was trying to work something into my game that probably shouldn't have been doing. But I just wanted to get a bit more distance because with the draw, obviously, you can get a few extra yards, can't you?
Yeah.
So now I love to see a draw, but as I say, it's not always there.
Well, I suppose then we want to be looking at trying to control that draw because if the bad shot's going to be that push, well, there you go. That's the one, isn't it?
That is the one.
Yeah. Okay, that's quite interesting actually. Just hit a few more. I noticed something then that took place that you didn't do on the previous two. So that was a better one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
So they're all starting off to the right. It's just whether they come back for you or not, isn't it? Yeah.
Again, that big push.
And you could feel it just before.
Couldn't you?
You could feel it straight away.
Yeah, straight off the club face.
Okay. Right, I'll film them from here as well, just so we can see. Yeah, that's the one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're noticing it almost looks like that two-way miss a little bit for you, isn't it? That push one's the really bad one that we want to make sure we're getting rid of, but sometimes you get that overdraw as well.
That's right, yeah. Yeah. Find that.
When, like you mentioned earlier, you tend to see that push, and then when you try and correct it, is it more of a pull? Maybe does it curve as well though, or is it straight?
Yeah, when it's a bad one, then it turns into a big hook.
Okay. Well, if we have a look at your swing here, then just on the camera from here. So posture and setup, I'm really liking from this position here. The first move in your taker, what we'll notice from this position here is the hands roll very much this way. Okay. Which causes that club face. It's difficult to see from this angle, but that club face is already open from this position here. So when you swing this way, we're swinging under plane. You can see it there with the wrist, they've rolled and quite flat now. So when you make your way up to the top now, we're in this very much flat position here. So you can see the club face there looks closed because it's pointing towards the sky.
Okay.
But from this position here, because you've rolled the wrist this way, you're always going to try and recover from that angle. So you'll shift forward, which is what we noticed from the other camera angle, and I'll show that in just a sec for you. Then from there, we just get a little bit stuck trying to bring the club back down on plane.
Okay.
And then you can see there, we get that release taking place quite well.
Too late.
Yeah, too late on that shot, but some of them very early.
All right,
and that just depends on you, because you get to think about it this way. If you've opened the club face using your wrists and rolling the wrists on the way back, then you've got to do everything you can to bring that back to centre.
Yeah.
So when you do that, obviously, if you just quite mistime it and leave it open, we're going to get that push, because your path is definitely slightly in to out. But if we overdo it, we're going to notice it go too far left and close off a little bit. So what we want to be looking at is, you're correct in saying that it's the face issue. We want to be looking at how we can control that club face a little bit more for you. So I'm going to give you one of my most famous drills, actually, that I like to use for quite a few of my clients, online and in person. So if you just stand there, just so I can show you this. So we've got an alignment stick here, and you can place this, where you're going to place it on the lead side of the grip. And you can see the majority of the alignment sticks hanging away from you. When we place this on, we want to be making sure it's touching the lead side of the body, so the left side of the body for you being a right-handed player. So when you come to set up, as soon as you take the club back and roll the wrists, the alignment stick comes away. You can see there the open club face on the inside, and we're going to get a little bit underplayed here. So the idea of this is, if we can keep that alignment stick touching the lead side of the body just up until this point here, just before we get parallel, because at parallel the alignment stick should come away ever so slightly. So we're just going to go to this point here, and you can see there's no wrist rotation there taking place, and the club face looks fairly closed, but that's actually quite square. So we're going to start off with that just for the time being. Does that all make sense for you there?
Yeah, it does, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so going to place that there, that's it. And that's going to go there, so you can grip it now as normal. We're not going to hit any shots with the alignment stick, because it wrecks. So just about this point here, that's it, that's the one. So what does that feel like to you when you're doing that? Just do that a couple more times.
It feels like my club face is really closed when it comes back to there, I'm not used to that.
That's it.
Now, it's funny, because I have had a lesson before about a similar thing, and the drill that I got was not using the alignment stick, but it was the same sort of thing, to don't take it away feeling like it's really closed. So this just kind of reassures me that that is the right thing to do. No, good.
So a couple more just like that, just to develop that feel and understanding of what it's like.
So it should come, the alignment stick should come off when we get to about parallel.
Yeah, we don't even need to think about that for the time being, because that's going to be added into the next step for you. So just 2 steps we're going to bring in. So this is stage 1 for you, step 1, and it's just setting the club in the right position to start off with, because you very quickly open that face on the way back. So it's just keeping
I kind of already feel as well like the ball is back in my stick, because the alignment stick is against the side of my body. It feels like the club's already a bit further back in my stance, which is, I mean, I tend to have the ball quite forward in my stance as well, I've noticed, and a few people have noticed that as well. So yeah, that's kind of good, because it kind of gets me in the right position properly.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, the alignment stick there, that's a very much exaggerated version of really forcing your hands forward. So, you know, when other people come in and say, oh, do my hands really need to be that far forward? I say, no, they don't. This is just to make sure that you're getting that takeaway move right. But again, that looks fairly neutral to me. That doesn't look like it's in the back of the stance there.
Right, yeah.
So, you know, that's a good position to be in there for you if you're so used to being at the front of the stance anyway. That's it. So if you just do 2 more and just keep your eye on a spot just where the ball would be, and I want you to just close your eyes on the second swing. So first swing, just looking, imagining where that ball would be. That's it. Second swing, just closing your eyes and doing the same thing. So where's that feeling coming from? What part of the body is getting you to take the club in that position there?
The core. I'm twisting my core.
Yeah.
And it's not my hands, where I'm presuming it's usually my arms that lead the way.
Yeah. As opposed to getting the core to start that golf swing. Because it's interesting, every time I ask people, even people that comment on the videos, that they'll say, oh, well, to me, it feels like I'm taking my lead arm back. For me, it feels like I'm using my upper back muscles to do it. For you, it feels like your core.
Yeah.
So we're all different. It's just important that we find something, a drill, that's going to get you to understand, oh, this is what it feels like to me. And now we've got that, it should be easy for you to set that club in the right position.
I really like that. It really gives me a good a good feel of what I should be doing on
Yeah.
my takeaway. So just that alignment stick being there has kind of just, I don't know, made something click a little bit in my head,
Good.
really.
Good. So if you just make another swing now, imagining you're just going to get to this point here. That's it. Really good. Imagine that alignment stick's still there. Excellent. Okay. Really good. Right then, so the second point now, we've got that alignment stick, of course, feeling like it's still touching the left side of the body. For stage 2 for you, we're going to then take this into the top of the swing. Like you mentioned, well, do I need to, set the club into this position? When do I need to take that alignment stick away? We don't even need to think about that, because from this position here, taking the club back, all we need to think now for you is we noticed we were getting a little bit round and flat this way. So we can feel from here that this club shaft here is going to go straight over your right shoulder. And that's going to help you set the club in a little bit more of a higher, more controlled position. So therefore, if we're higher here, we're going to have more room in the downswing. We don't need to worry too much about the downswing. That should take place naturally. As long as you can set the club from here, work it upwards this way. So for me there, I just think, right, club head goes over the right shoulder. And then from here, it's just going to be easier for you to make that downswing. And rather than getting stuck, you can just continue to rotate.
Okay.
So going from stage 1, step 1, whatever we like to call it, just to this point here. That's it. And then from there, we're just feeling like that club's going to go over the right shoulder. That's it. So it's going to feel very high for you there.
Yeah.
More than anything else. But you can see from the camera, if you just do that again for me, that's it. And then don't forget to turn. You can still turn. That's it. There you go. So you can see from the camera there now, that's set in a much higher position for you.
Yeah. Now, this is interesting. This is something that when I was trying to diagnose myself on YouTube, and like you look at elite golfers, like I was looking at Rory, for example, and I was comparing my swing to his.
Yeah.
And my swing was so shallow, and his was really like high up there, like you're telling me to do. And that's just something that I kind of wanted to aspire to, I guess. But yeah, never going to get to Rory, are we? But at the same time,
Hey, you never know.
At the same
Until
time,
next year.
that's like almost a picture-perfect golf swing, isn't it? That
Yeah.
he's got. So for me to be able to get something like that,
Yeah, that's it.
would be amazing.
Yeah, well, there you go. Game on.
Yeah.
So just to this point here, that's it. And then just keep looking at where the ball would be. There you go. That's the one. Excellent. Can you feel there as soon as you make the downswing? Does it feel like you've got more room then
Well,
just
I'll
to
have a look now.
exit?
How do you mean?
What does it feel? What does it feel to you
So if it,
on the downswing?
If I just do my natural swing, I feel like I'm coming.
Yeah, a little bit
Yeah.
under.
Yeah, I feel like it's like once it's up there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I've got more turn.
Yeah.
I guess, to go, and I think more room is kind of the right expression. Yeah, I think so.
It's more of a case that you're not having to, because from this position here, what basically we're doing is we're changing the way you react in your golf swing. So if we're swinging this way, we're going under and very lateral and flat.
Yeah.
We're always going to react and try and fight that back and bring it back almost over. We don't get it quite over the top, but we notice that when you fire the hips, we get the hands and arms stuck in this position here, especially the trail arm.
Yeah.
And from there, obviously, you're having to time that release because of it. So if we're getting you set more here, up to the top, and then you just turn, like you said, it feels like you can turn your hips more because the arms are traveling now more in front of you to do that, as opposed to here.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it really does. The actual feel, like obviously I've not hit any shots yet, but I can kind of imagine myself with that feeling up there as I come down. I feel like I'm going to pull everything. I might not do that, but that's just like, in my head, that's how I'm feeling.
Well, if we start to see the pulls, that's kind of what we want to see first. We've not spoken about how to stop you trying to counteract it and stop that release. So if we see you pulling these a little bit more, that's a good indication that, we're controlling the face on the way back more.
Okay.
Because if we open it up, we're going to push it. So have a few more swings and then let's start hitting a couple of shots.
Ultimately that's the idea, to stop me from pushing the
Yeah,
the
exactly,
golf
yeah. That's it.
I do.
Sounds like you're getting more speed on that as well.
Yeah, well, I do feel like there is more room, like you say, to start your downswing.
Yeah. Nice. All right then.
Have a shot.
Let's see you hit a few shots. Are there anywhere around that point? Perfect. Yeah. So don't worry too much about that. Just keep hitting. Just as you're getting used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just to this point here. That's it, that's the one. Yeah, good. Nice.
Love that.
Yeah, really good.
What was the carry on that?
Carry on that one. Let's have a look. Carry 183.
Wow. Because like my 7-iron, I usually aim for about 165, 170 on a good one.
Yeah, well there you go. Well, the first few shots you were hitting to warm up with, and before we made any changes, you were, you've got 179, 166, 172, 168, 172 again. So all those are around what you've just said there.
Yeah.
And that last shot that you've hit just timed it really nicely. And we've just,
And like you say, I just think
got
with
you
that,
hitting it further.
with that more room at the top of the swing, it just feels like, because I'm higher, it feels like I've got, more time to get more speed, I think.
Yeah. Well, you're loading in the correct way. And
This is
you've got more room then, so you can
loading
fire
is
more.
the correct term. Yeah, that's the word that I was looking for.
Yeah. That's it.
It's like a Justin Thomas sort of thing, isn't it? Before every
Check the
shot.
takeaway.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at that. Magic.
Hello. So again, 186.
186 carry. Wow.
So we've gained you. I know obviously today's sessions mainly focus more on face angle than anything else, but obviously every little helps in terms of from a distance perspective. Those last two shots have been pretty much identical, haven't they?
Magic.
Really nice, and if we can get that every time, then
I'm
great.
laughing, yeah. It's the shot shape that I want. It's the carry distance that I'm after.
That's it. Good.
Feels like it's gone higher.
Yeah.
Well.
Probably because you're swinging quicker as well.
Yeah.
184, yeah. Well, that was 92 club head speed, that one, which was really good.
I'd never expect to get 180 carry with a 7-iron.
Lovely again.
That's amazing.
Really nice. So the way to think here, as long as you can set the club in that motion there, feeling like it's closed, no movement taking place whatsoever from the arms and the wrists and hands, well, from there, if you just let yourself release the club, it's going miles left, so you can turn through as hard as you want now. Does that make sense? From an open club face position, if we're here, if we take that open face to this position here and we rotate, well, we're going to have to stop rotating at some point because what's leading the race? The hosel. So if we're setting the club here and we rotate, well, we can rotate as hard as we want because that club face is always going to return back to more of a square position. Yeah. And that's why you're seeing more shots like that, and obviously you're swinging quicker because of it. So that was another 190 over 180 carry. Really good. Oh, nearly.
A little bit too much, that one.
Yeah. Nice takeaway. Just looked like, I don't know whether we slowed down. Okay, so it's still pretty quick, which is good. But then you can see that the face angle is much better. So when you look at the face angle number there of what is 1.2, I'm just going to take a load of these numbers off so we can have a look at that in detail. So the number on the right of the screen, you can see there 1.2. Well, if we can then start to control this number here, club path,
So it was the
that
path
won't
that
go as
time,
far.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than anything, because now we're starting to correct the face angle. We may have to, over time, adjust the path.
Okay.
But that's a much easier one to
yeah.
do. At any point, when you're looking at changing things, always look at the face angle first. What's that doing? Because you can see here, we've not changed anything to do with path, and that's quite into out, 7.7. But when you have a look at the last couple of shots you've hit, 8.5, but it's still a really nice shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at that one, 8.5 again, 8.3. So, the face angle's matching that path for you. As you can see, it's giving the shot you want.
That's it.
But when we get the face angle almost too square, that means that we either feel like we're turning harder through to keep that face slightly more, it's almost holding it off a bit more.
Okay.
Or we look at changing the path. And for you to keep things simple, forget that, face, let's turn through harder now.
Yeah. So just to understand the face angle numbers there, so it can go minus or it can go plus, which it is now.
Exactly, yeah.
So that plus 1.2, is that a closed face or is that an open face?
That's slightly open face.
That's slightly open
yeah,
face.
Yeah, in relation to your target. So imagine if I was to put on a lime stick down on the ground like this here. Well, imagine that as your target line.
Yep.
So let's just say your target is 180 yards. 180 yards along that line is where the flag is. And obviously that's the line of the screen there as well. So the face is pointing ever so slightly, and I'll use this actually to show you. It's a good job I brought this down. There we go.
I like it.
There you go. So face angle there, you can see, obviously if we were to get those two matching up there, that's a club face that's pretty much 0.0.
Okay.
Slightly open, so 1.2 would be about there. So it's not a lot of difference at all. What we were looking for, well, with the good shots there at 4 degrees open, we're looking at about there. So you look at that difference there between a couple of degrees, it's not a lot at all.
Not a lot, no.
That's just the difference between you going, right, let's turn through harder to delay this release. And slowing down and then that release taking place. So on this one, let's start ramping up that speed. I know you're swinging quicker anyway, but let's get those 2 points, those steps, take away up to the top and just really turn through. Let's see what happens.
Try and let it rip.
Yeah. Unlucky.
Bit thin.
So that looks like last minute the hands got involved. So it's when we're trying to turn through, feel like your body's going through to the net. So imagine that chest swinging right the way. There you go, that's it. Nearly.
I feel like I'm not getting as high in the swing, in the backswing. So
let's concentrate. That's it, and then get it over,
I think I've just been going there and then round again. I feel like.
Okay, let's have a look at a video on here then.
Try and get it high. It's thin.
Thin,
straight.
fit to win it though. Definitely, really good there. Nice, well done.
See, I felt that I was much higher in the backswing there.
And what's interesting there is, for you, it felt like you were just much higher in the backswing. For me, it genuinely looked like you really turned through that one as well.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a case of you really exaggerating those 2 points to then be able
Get
to
the right result.
really fire. Yeah, exactly. Nearly. Good effort.
Too much.
It's getting close. It's getting close.
I feel like I'm absolutely smashing it.
184 on that one. Yeah, so face angle's just, it's now improved massively.
Yeah.
So you're never going to hit that block.
Yeah.
That's the way to think with this now. You're never going to hit that block. Good.
Felt like a much smoother swing, that one.
Yeah, let's have a look at what that one produced. So yeah, around 90 club speed again, 180. Yeah, so face angle there, we've took it from, if we have a look at the first few shots you hit, the ones where we blocked it out, let's have a look, that one didn't record it, so 5 degrees open with the block, and that one was okay, that one was okay. Yeah, so the ones that seem to have blocked, but you're talking plus 5 degrees really, more than anything else.
And now
so,
we're getting it more neutral.
Yeah, definitely. We've got it on that one. Obviously, when you look at that one, you think, oh, great, it's got a bit to the left, but face angles now.
That's right.
Very much so square.
It's eliminated that completely, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Good. Oh, that looks so good. But again, so face angle was great.
Yeah.
Now we want to look at how we can reduce that path. So obviously we've tried to really turn through there and the path's still very much so in to out.
Yeah.
So if we can get that path to around 3 or 4 degrees, then that's going to give you that controlled draw.
Is that because I'm coming from here like, down like that?
Well, yeah, so when we have a look at this video here, so just took a little checkpoint video there just so we can have a look. So you can see the takeaway is much better.
Miles better, yeah.
Yeah. Then you make your way up to the top, much higher in the top of the swing there. And then it's that move there. So what we would like to look at, if you overswing here, you can see the first thing that drops to the hands, which is great. I love that move, trying to get more shallow. But for you here, you can see we get a little bit stuck now.
Okay.
And obviously the club, because it's almost as if the club has fallen in this direction here. From the top of the swing, hands have fallen down the line, club's gone past the line behind you. We almost want to feel like we're getting that shorter swing, and as daft as it sounds, we're going to feel like we're going to hit a fade.
Okay, right.
So when I say a fade, it's not necessarily the case of, right, I need to feel like I'm really cutting across it. All I want you to do is just swing to the top for me and see if you can stop before this alignment stick here. So obviously you're thinking those 2 points there up to the top, that's it. So it's only going to feel like you're going to get to there.
Okay, so like a little Tommy Fleetwood style.
Yeah,
punch.
exactly. Yeah,
okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
So when you're doing that, the idea from here now is once you get to the top, no, sorry. You get to the top for me. Right, I want you to see if you can obviously hit the ball where it would be, but avoid that stick, so get the hands going under the stick. That's it.
Okay.
Can you feel how much you've got to get your hands working
yeah.
left? That's it. So get them right under. That's it.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So the idea is you've got to try and get, what we notice is when we play that video, which will be playing now, I hope, with my good editing skills. Once we set the club from this position here and we fire down this way, get stuck underneath with that overswing, what's going to disappear first from that camera is that club head. Our goal is to try and get the hands to disappear first, so it's more that way.
Okay, okay.
So that's the feeling when you're trying to avoid that stick. So keep the hands working that way.
Yeah, okay.
So just for a good visual for you, I'm going to place an alignment stick on that angle. And your goal is to get the hands to avoid that stick and the club as well. That's it, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Can you feel how much now you're turning that upper body in the way through?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Right, let's see. There's the fade.
Oh, good. Yeah, there's that cut anyway. Hit a few more. Let's see what we can, how much we can reduce that path. Good. Right, let's have a look at that one. Okay. Why isn't that
It's not
showing
with the face
there?
angle, is it?
I'll move that a bit further away to see if that records it.
Right, come on.
That's it, yeah. Good effort. So we've just had one there that started pretty much straight and has curved to the left. Whereas usually they'd be pushing to the right and finishing further left. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we want to get that draw, but we want it to be less, so more controlled. That's it. Good.
Felt good.
Nice. There we go.
It's better. Like that.
There. That's the controlled Tommy Fleetwood draw, isn't it? So there you go.
Still 180
Club path.
carry, yeah.
Club path is now 4.8. Before it was 7-8 degrees into out. So we've reduced your face angle by 3-4 degrees, and we've reduced your club path now by 3 or 4 degrees as well, just to help you control that little draw that you're after.
It's amazing. So for me, my little takeaways are that closed club face takeaway, nice and high, and a little kind of punch Tommy Fleetwood style.
Exactly, yeah. And is that what it feels like to you when you're trying to exit that way?
Yeah, in a strange way, like inconsistent 10 handicap golfer, when I'm out on the course, and sometimes I do, not consciously, but I'll do like hit a little Tommy Fleetwood style punch, and I was like, oh, that was an amazing shot. It felt great. So yeah, to be able to do that now and actually work on it is quite, I don't know, I feel like quite good about that.
Good, good. Right, let's hit a couple more then. That's it. Oh, so close. That was so close.
It felt good, it felt good.
Let's have a look at that one. So your path is very good.
Yeah, just the club face angle there.
Yeah, the face is good as well. You know, that's less, it sounds daft to be saying this, but that's less open than where we were at the start. But you see in that one curve further to the right.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't look at that as, oh, that's, you know, not that great, because we've reduced the face angle. It's just the club path was almost too good. It's the same feel, that's it. Good. Really good. Nice.
Felt good, yeah.
Really nice.
Like I say, it's starting much straighter now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than starting to the right-hand side.
Yeah. We don't want it to start, you know, here. You know, we want it to try and start somewhere just right, don't we? So we're getting much closer to where we're after. Yeah, spot on. That was nice. Oh, unlucky.
Just a bit
Let's have a look at that one there. Yeah, so face angle was good, just the club path on that one.
So I say it felt like a monster.
193.
It's like 20 odd yards further than what I expect. Wow.
Yeah, how to stop a push, hit it a mile. Good.
That's fat again. I find myself I'm hitting them a bit heavy now. Maybe
a little
bit. I'm trying to concentrate on too many other things rather than just striking the ball.
It's that'll be as well because you're not quite used to coming down on a different approach.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it's just you getting used to it again. You'll find times like before you were striping them, and then all of a sudden you feel like you're doing the exact same thing, and it's like, what? There's one right, one too far left. And it comes back all of a sudden.
So it's getting the hands to release first, is it?
It's the hands to hold, yeah, so it's getting the hands to work that way more,
Yes,
that's it,
okay.
yeah, that's it. There you go, and then that's it, yeah, good.
That was thin.
Unlucky. Right then.
I'll hit one more, mate. I've got to finish on a good one.
Oh, when he has done as well.
Love it.
Look at that.
It'll do.
Absolute top class. Really good. Well, so there you have it. We've had Mitch down from Handicap Golf. Feel free to go ahead and check out his channel as well. A review channel all about, would you like to explain what you do on your channel, Mitch?
Yeah, so it's very much about golf simulators, how to build your own golf simulator reviews, product reviews, launch monitors, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, head over to Handicap Golf. I'd really appreciate that. Perfect.
And also just a massive thank you to Golf Swing Systems for getting us both in touch with each other to do this video. And we've got another video coming out on your channel. We're going to film that just in a sec, so make sure you look out for that as well on Mitch's channel. So make sure you drop those comments down below with the tips or drills video you'd like me to cover in a future video. And make sure you hit the subscribe button if you've come this far, as we've got golf content coming out every Tuesday and Friday here on the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.